No longer go back to the back of the bus. One event affects another. Now, who else wants to share?
Blacks did not have the right to vote. They had no voice in their own government. No wonder we had it so tough.
I know. Thank God for the 15th Amendment. We could no longer be denied the right to vote as U.S. citizens. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening children, good evening young adults, my favorite group. I feel honored to be here today to talk about an African wedding, typical of Edo State in Nigeria, West Africa. We want to showcase a typical Edo wedding. The significance of this wedding is the fact that the groom's side would go to the bride's side to knock on the door. And the spokesperson would say, "Oh, I saw a beautiful sheep in your yard which we are interested in. May we come in to express our interest?" And then they open the door. Then they talk about the engagement after accepting the proposal. During this time, the two families agree on the engagement date. During the engagement, introduction of the two families take place. After that, a date is chosen for the real traditional rites to be performed. Then we have the gifts given to the bride's side, the kola nut, which signifies life, because we say, he who brings kola nut brings life. Then we have the bitter kola, which signifies the fact that marriage is not a bed of roses. You have the bitter side, you have the good side. So the bitter kola is there. We have the coconut, which is a symbol of sweetness. We also have yams, which signify fruitfulness. We have goats, we have cows, depends on how buoyant the groom side is. However, the crux of the matter of a typical Edo wedding is the fact that when they are talking of divorce, the two families say, okay, you want to divorce, no problem. However, if you can bring all the people that were present during the wedding, then we will grant you divorce. And of course, you and I know that is never going to be possible. Some people may have passed on to higher glory, some may be sick, and so on. So that means you have to stick it out, you have to rough it out, come rain, come shine. Then another significant fact is the giving away of the bride. We sit the bride 7 times on the lap of the groom. The 7th time, the bride sits on the groom's lap, and then we all shout, hooray, oh, it is done. Then we start the pomp and pageantry, the eating, Those who are familiar with Nigerian parties, you know we do a lot of dancing and eating and dressing and all that. We dress down, we dress up. And I dress down today. Next time I'll dress up for you to see how we do it. Due to time, thank you, you too. Due to time factor, I will not be able to give you the narrative of a typical Edo wedding. We have 37 states in Nigeria, but my tribe has this dressing which other states are copying due to the beauty and the significance of our wedding, particularly the fact that you have to call everybody who was present at the beginning of the wedding to be present if you want to divorce. So for that reason, many people are imbibing that culture. Thank you. Let me not take your time as we have so many things to do. Now we have to bring in the bride. Please walk up majestically. Beat the drum. Don't fall down. Now the groom is going to watch and verify the fact that, and certify the fact that she is the real bride. Because of time, we bring out like 4 or 5 maidens before the real bride, but due to time, we couldn't do that. We just cut it. Okay. Let the groom unveil the bride. Is that your bride? Okay. Look at our beautiful bride. Isn't she beautiful? That is how a typical bride should be. These beads are significant of royalty in my tribe. Now, perform the rite. We have a family member from the bride's side to give her a way to the groom. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hooray! 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 That is our beautiful bride. This cloth that the groom is having, one for her, which signifies the fact that they are now one. After this, we start our party and our drinking and eating. That is our typical traditional wedding. Thank you.
Get it, Nimekombolewa, nimekombolewa na damu yake Yesu. Nimekombolewa, nimekombolewa, nimekombolewa na damu yake Yesu. I am delivered. I am delivered. I am delivered by the blood of Jesus. I am delivered. I am delivered. I am delivered by the blood of Jesus. Nimekombolewa, nimekombolewa, nimekombolewa na damu yake Yesu. Nimekombolewa, nimekombolewa, nimekombolewa na damu yake Yesu.
Then God said, let there be greatness. And the city of Mali was born. We have become rich in natural resources. Our gold is abundant. We have built schools and libraries to educate our people. Now I must warn you, with great wealth comes great responsibilities. We must protect our people, because where there's vision, there's always victory.
The empire has been supported by two things: the prayers of the righteous and the valor of the brave.
My father, you are an honorable, wise, and noble man. We are only today what we are because of you. I only hope that I can live up to your name.
My son, you are greatness because you come from greatness.
Yes, my son, you are royalty. You have royal blood flowing through your veins.
Look around you. This will be all yours someday. And I pray that peace and plenty of rain continue to fall. Together, our synergy is very powerful for our people. My people, I must tell you, you are beautiful.
moment I rise, every time I try, I'm intended to fly, but I get cheated on the slide. They try to bring me down. Being black is hard as it sounds. Stand up, people. Fix your crown. Fix your crown. Fix your crown. Stop running around town like you have no sense. Pick up your cross and stop straddling the fence. Life is a struggle with this pretty brown skin. I've learned to love the skin I'm in, melanin. My ancestors, they were beaten and they were whooped, raped in that very same kitchen they had to cook. That slave ship just filled with hopelessness, fear, and despair. Can you imagine? Can you fathom just being there? Listen, can you fathom just being there? Chained and bound to my dead brother or sister. To my dead brother or sister. Trying to keep quiet and keep my mouth filtered. But I won't let them. But I won't let them. I said, but I won't let them. I still rose because I have so much knowledge and so much power. But why? But why are they trying to bring me down every second of the hour? Prisons. Oh yeah, they're overcrowded. Are representative of the chains and being bound to my brother and sister. My man, my black man is going insane because he's locked up. He's locked up. He is locked up and they won't let him out. But you know what, blacks? African Americans, we aren't together. Crab in a bucket state mentality. Crab in the bucket mental state. How and why have you inherited this trait? Come together. Come together. Overcome any obstacle or storm in any weather, whether it's loving on each other or esteem each other better. But I rise. I rise. I rise. I refuse to disguise. I refuse to disguise because I'm proud of my blackness because I was intended to fly.
Soon it will be done with the trouble of this world. I said trouble of this world. You know trouble of this world. Soon it will be done with the trouble of this world. I'm going home to live with my love. Soon it will be done with the trouble of this world. I said trouble of this world. You know trouble of this world. Soon it will be done with the trouble of this world. I'm going home to live with my love.
The 17th century In the 17th century, the need for a large workforce in North America arose. The invention of new machines for processing cotton created a great demand for cotton, and this resulted in the need for a large workforce. Importing humans from Africa and selling them as slaves resulted in the creation of a new socio-economic institution called slavery. For maintaining the system of exploitation, European colonizers projected Africans as belonging to an inferior race. Black slaves represented many African cultures that range from sophisticated empires to island groups. But once they were in America, they lost their cultural identity. Slaves were sold and scattered throughout the new country. Systemic efforts were made to stamp out their native cultures. The slaves who managed to survive the journey were taken ashore and sold to plantation owners in the West Indies, the southern colonies of the United States, as well as those who lived in Virginia, the Carolinas, and Georgia. They spent their lives there and worked in the production of goods like cotton, tobacco, sugarcane, and coffee. Slavery in America society has been characterized as the cruelest ever repressive system known to man. Events finally led to the Civil War. The Civil War was fought between the U.S. federal government and the southern states. Slavery was gradually banned in the Northwest Territory, but still continued in the Deep South. The Civil War resulted in the defeat of the South and the abolition of slavery. One positive effect of the Civil War was that blacks discovered that if they fought for their rights, they would succeed. A few fun facts about slavery. Members of the Underground Railroad often use specific terms based on the metaphor of the railway. For example, people who helped the slaves find the railroad were called agents or shepherds. Hiding places were stations or way stations. Those who hid slaves in their homes were called station masters. And the Big Dipper, whose bowl points to the North Star, was known as the drinking gourd. The railroad was often known as the Freedom Train or Gospel Train, which headed toward heaven or the Promised Land, also known as Canada. We were determined to be free. Thank you.
Can we sit down? I'm tired.
No, we can't sit right here. We gotta sit over there.
Why not?
Well, son, this bus stop right here is where it says white folk people only. But over there, that's where the sign says colored people. We gotta go sit over there.
Why do we have to sit in the sun? Are we being punished?
Stop asking all these questions and complaining. It's just the thing that a black man has to go through at this time. This is just a struggle, but guess what? We gotta just be blessed and just thank God for the struggle that we're going through.
Am I in trouble?
See, son, you're not in trouble. But there are going to be some things that you're going to see and things that you're going to hear. But this is just the path that God has given us just for this moment. Okay?
As we were walking, I noticed signs that separated whites from blacks.
Well, those signs, son, it just represents the Jim Crow laws. Well, with the Jim Crow laws, it legalized us to be separated from whites and blacks. For example, movie theaters, restaurants, even the bus. We have to sit in the back. But people judged us based on the color of our skin, not our ability to do things or anything else. They just based just how they felt about us just because we were black.
But that's not fair.
It's not, but we are all God's children. Some people just view us as uneducated, worthless, not dependable. But guess what? You can stop that.
What does that mean?
You ask a lot of questions. What that means is that nobody can tell you what you can and cannot be. You are smart. You are intelligent. You have a gift. And you are a son of the Most High King. But just because you're black don't mean that you have to settle. If you want to be that businessman, you go ahead and be that businessman. If you want to be that school teacher, you go ahead and teach. Even if you want to be a preacher, you go ahead and preach. But don't let no man, not even white nor black man, tell you what you can and cannot be. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
No. Do you really understand?
Yes, sir.
So let's go ahead and get to church. Come on.
Let the church say amen. I say let the church say amen again. Y'all ought to make some noise for the Lord on this evening. I say God is good. Y'all can stand on your feet. Give us take ovation on the day. If you know that the Lord and realize working that the Lord is good, you ought to declare that Jesus is good indeed. I said God is good. I said God is good. And all the time. God is sovereign. Somebody ought to recognize on the day. I come by just a drop of seed of spiritual food. I just got the choir backing me up. I just want to drop off a seed of spiritual food into your deposit this evening. That's all right? The great man Solomon said in the book of Proverbs, a familiar text, chapter 3, the verses 5 and 6, it says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto your own understanding, but in all thy ways, Sister Tyree, I said acknowledge him. I said don't acknowledge Donald Trump. I said acknowledge him. I said don't acknowledge the one that's oppressing you, but said acknowledge him. And he will direct your path. Is that all right? I want to just real briefly speak from the sermonic theme, pressing forward by faith. I know that many of us are facing difficult and troublesome times. But I'm here to encourage my people to continue to press forward. I want to let you know that trials may have you down. And it may have you all the way pressed to the ground. Trouble may be all around you. And you might not be able to see your way forward. But I want to tell you to keep pressing forward. My brother, my sister, the very fact that you have to keep pressing forward means that you got something pressing against you. Because if you didn't have nothing to press against you, then you wouldn't have nothing to press forward for. I don't have some help right now. See, God wants you to keep pressing forward because he got something on the other side for you. He doesn't want you, Brother Hinton, to get stuck in your problems. He don't want you to become what your problem is. Why am I saying that? Is because too many of us right now are stuck. Some of us are stuck in our yesterday. Some of us are stuck in our bigotry. We can't afford to get stuck in worrying. We can't afford to get stuck in hopelessness. We can't afford to get stuck in unforgiveness. We can't afford to get stuck in jealousy. And we sure can't afford to get stuck in envying. We can't afford to get stuck in a broken judicial system. I know it may look like the system works against us, but we can't afford to become what the system is trying to conform us to be. We got to keep it moving, church. You have to keep pressing forward. See, when you're in the storm, it's then that you got to put your trust in God. See, if you didn't have no storm around you, you won't have no reason to trust God. But the very fact that you're in something means that you got to trust in something. Oh, y'all missed that. And it's in your storm that you see God at his best. Some of us can attest that we didn't see God before we went through the storm. We didn't know the power of God until we got in the storm. But God allows us to go into the storm so that we can see who he really is. Congregation, we cannot afford to get stuck in being broken. So I don't know about you, but I'm here to encourage everyone to keep pressing forward. I'm going to keep pressing forward regardless of what's coming against me. I'm going to keep pressing forward even in a broken judicial system. I'm going to keep pressing forward even when the odds seem like they're working against me. I'm going to keep pressing forward despite what racism might try to call me. I'm going to keep pressing forward even in the bigotry that works against me. I'm going to continue to press forward. Do I have any people that's going to press forward on the day? You ought to let me hear you say, I'm going to press forward. I said, I'm going to press forward. I don't know about you, but I'm going to press forward. Now we will have a song by our own Harmony of Hope. Keep pressing forward.
I
got joy in my soul. God is in control. I got Satan on my trail, but I'm singing all is well. He's attacking every day, but I'm watching while I pray. No matter the attack, I won't turn back. This means war. Yeah. This means war. The battle ain't over. This means war. This means war. God in my soul. God is in control. Satan on my trail, but I'm singing all is well. He's attacking every day, but I'm watching while I pray. No matter the attack, I won't turn back. This means war. Yeah, this means war. I still got my joy. This means war. I still got my peace. This means war. The battle it ain't over. This means war. Yeah. This means war.
Somebody ought to praise him on the day. We got the victory. I said somebody ought to praise him.
Goodness of Jesus. In it all that he's done for me. My soul cries out. Hallelujah.
Praise him.
Hallelujah.
Praise him.
Hallelujah.
Praise him.
Glory to God.
We was having some church up in here. Woo! Glory to God. We was having some church. But now, it's about the Renaissance. The Renaissance time. We're going to talk about the Renaissance. The Renaissance was an intellectual, social, and artistic explosion that took place in Harlem, New York. The Harlem Renaissance was considered to be the rebirth of the African American arts. Innovation and liveliness was important characteristics of performance, beginning in the jazz. Jazz performers and composers at time such as Ebu, Blake, Noble, Sissy, Jelly Roll Morton, Lucky Roberts, James P. Johnson, Willie the Lion Smith, and Fats Wheeler, and Duke Ellington were extremely intelligent, talented, skillful, competitive, and inspirational in the Renaissance time. During this period, the musical style of blacks was becoming more and more attractive to whites. White novelists, white drummers, white composers started to explode, taking our poets, our African American poets, and putting them in songs, implementing rhythm and harmony and melody. A new wave of playing the piano called the Harlem Stride style was created during the Harlem Renaissance. We want to introduce our Renaissance band, our Renaissance performers tonight. Yes. Let us begin.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3,
It makes no difference if it's sweet or
She's finishing a compose as we speak.
My name is Mary Carol Jemison. On September 12, 1992, I became the first African American woman to travel space aboard Space Shuttle Endeavour.
I was one of America's greatest boxing athletes. I was born Cassius Clay in Louisville, Kentucky. I started fighting at the age of 12 after my bike got stolen. In 1964, I joined the Nation of Islam and changed my name to Muhammad Ali. In 1981, I retired with a career record of 56, 7, and 37 knockouts. In 1984, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, which eventually confined me to a wheelchair, but I'm still the greatest. I still float like a butterfly and sting like the bee. I'm Black history.
I grew up during the height of Great Depression, a time of severe economic hardship. Unemployment was at the peak, especially for African Americans who were last hired but first fired. But I had a deep interest in politics and making a change in society, but I resisted in the roles of women in politics. I decided that I wanted to have a part in the laws that govern my country. I knew this would be a challenge, but women are known to be resilient in the face of adversity. I had a dream in 1968 that I would become the first African American U.S. Congress. Who am I? My name is Shirley Chisholm, educator, author, and politician.
I am an African American woman born in poverty. I was raised to a single mother, and I was North America's biggest multi-billionaire. And I was also an actress, a talk show host, a philanthropist, and executive. And most people know me by my talk show, The Oprah Winfrey Show. And I was the most influential woman in the world. Who am I? I'm Oprah Winfrey.
I was born into slavery. Many would say I didn't have much, but I saw differently. I had a gift of being a seamstress, which would soon make room for my career. With exceptional dressmaking skills and determination, I became well known for my sewing abilities, which would eventually allow me to buy my freedom from my slave owners for $1,200. While Black fashion designers were a rarity in the industry, I had a dream. I would become one of the best fashion designers this world has ever seen. March 4th, 1861, during President Abraham Lincoln's first inauguration, I was asked to become the First Lady's personal designer. I created her wardrobe during the Lincoln administration and helped her with other social events. I became a witness to the private life of the first family. Besides working for this most important woman in the country, I used my political power to help other Blacks. I founded the Contraband Relief Association, which provided food, clothing, shelter, and emotional support to recently freed slaves and religious soldiers. I also published a book called 30 Years a Slave and 4 Years in the White House. I created opportunities for Blacks to shape the course of fashion. My name is Elizabeth Hobbs Keckley, professional seamstress, civil rights activist, and fashion designer.
I grew up in an era where everything was segregated, even sports. God blessed me to be an excellent athlete, a talent that was undeniable. I had a dream I was the first African American to play Major League Baseball. In April 15, 1947, I broke the color barrier and was the first Black player to hit the field signed by the Brooklyn Dodgers. I am Jackie Robinson, the first African American to play in the MLB and a member of the NAACP.
As a youth, I had an appreciation for the U.S. Constitution and the rule of law. I was denied the opportunity to study law at Maryland University for simply being Black. Can y'all believe this? But this wasn't something new to me. Racial bias is something I had to deal with throughout my entire life. So instead of being discouraged, I was motivated to get my law degree. I accepted an offer from Howard University where I did receive my law degree, magna cum laude. Fed up with the law that denied my people of my skin tone, I decided that I would work harder than any white man day in and day out. My name is Thurgood Marshall, Royal Legal Counsel of the NAACP and the first African American Supreme Court Justice.
I was a shoemaker's apprentice. Not happy with my job, I pursued a pioneering career in medicine. I later received my MD from Chicago Medical College, now known as Northwestern University Medical School. This was during an era where racism and discrimination had prohibited African Americans to be admitted into hospitals and denied black doctors to be employed into hospital staff. This was upsetting. I vowed to make a difference. It started with a dream. I had a dream that I would open Providence Hospital and Training School for Nurses and give my people equal rights and health care. In 1891, I opened Providence Hospital and Training School for Nurses. Who am I? My name is Daniel Hill Williams, CEO of Providence Hospital and Training School, and one of the first African Americans to ever do a heart surgery.
Made Juneteenth, despite the odds, became the first black woman astronaut. She went to school, she stayed on track. She didn't let anybody hold her back. So if I pray, I can be whatever God's purpose is for me.
So I'm grateful, grateful to you. I want to say, thank you for the sacrifice you made. Because of you, makes me see. You restored my faith for me. So if I pray, I can be whatever God's purpose is for me. So I'm grateful to you.
Martin Luther King, he had a dream that we could live in harmony. And his fight for civil rights, he paved the way for you and me. So if I pray, I can be whatever God's purpose is for me. So I'm grateful,
Grateful to you. I want to say, thank you for the sacrifice you made. Because of you, makes me see. You restored my faith for me. So if I pray, I can be whatever God's purpose is for me. So I'm grateful to you.
Rosa Parks, Booker T, Harriet Tubman set our people free. Winston Hughes, Maya Angelou, that is just the name of you. Barack Obama said yes we can, became our first black president. So if I pray, I can be whatever God's purpose is for me. So I'm grateful.
Grateful to you. I want to say, thank you for the sacrifice you made. Because of you, makes me see. You restored my faith for me. So if I pray, I can be whatever God's purpose is for me. So I'm grateful to you.
Alvin Jr., black guy super preacher, President Ford, know how he can reach us. Then God revealed our destiny. The Hope Church of Christ made history. Such a great work has begun. Now the victory is won.
So I'm grateful to you. I want to say, thank you for the sacrifice you made. Because of you, it makes me see. You restored my faith for me. So if I pray, I can be whatever God's purpose is for me. So I'm grateful to you. I want to say, thank you for the sacrifice you made. Because of you, it makes me see.
Party 10-point system. 1, we want freedom. I don't need no. 1, we want freedom. We want power to determine the destiny of our black and oppressed communities. 2, we want full employment for our people. 3, we want an end to the robbery by the capitalists of our black and oppressed communities. 4, we want decent housing fit for the shelter of human beings. 5, we want decent education for our people that exposes the true nature of the decadent American society. We want education that teaches our true history and our role in the present day society. 6, we want completely free health care for all black people and oppressed people. 7, we want an immediate end to police brutality and the murder of black people, other people of color, all oppressed people inside the United States. 8, we want an immediate end to all wars of aggression. 9, we want freedom for all black people and oppressed people now held in U.S. federal, state, county, city, and military prisons and jail. We want trials by jury of peers for all persons charged with so-called crimes under the law of this country. And number 10, we want land, bread, housing, education, clothing, justice, peace, and people's community control of our modern technology.
It's time, my people. It's time. Come on. Time to make a change. We are the people. We can do it. Come on, my people. It's time. Time to make a change. We are the people. We can do it. We are here today because it's time for a complete change. I stand before you today because I say change has come. The revolution is here. They want to jail the revolutionists, but they can't jail the revolution. No more suffering in silence. Today, my brothers and sisters, we wake up, clean up, and stand up. No more begging the white men for our freedom. Today, we take back what's ours. No more feeling defenseless. Today, we start protecting ourselves and exercising our rights to the Second Amendment. Put your fists in the air and say, power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. No more sitting around watching black people be brutalized by white police officers. Today we start policing the police and watching out for our sisters and brothers. No more hating our race because they tricked us believing that our homeland, Africa, was a jungle with savages and cannabis and nothing civilized. It's time. It's time.
Time to make a change. We are the people. We can do it.
Come on, my people.
It's time. Time to make a change. We are the people. We can do it.
Today, we start accepting our true identity. We are kings and queens from the motherland. No more being ashamed of our hair, our dark skin, our history, and culture. Today, we embrace our beauty. Black is beautiful. No more feeling inferior or hopeless. Today, we know our worth and the power we hold. No more being divided. Today, we stand united. Say it loud. Say it loud. Say it loud. Let's get this right. We don't hate anybody because because of the color of their skin. We hate oppression. We hate murders of black people in our communities at the hands of white police officers. We hate the unemployment that exists in our community. We hate the black men being taken into the military service. We hate police brutality. A new hope has come. 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 A new hope has come.
It's time. Come on, everybody. Time to make a change. We are the people. We can do it. I know y'all know this song.
It's time.
Come on now. Time to make a change. We are the people. We can do it. Come on, I know y'all know it. It's time.
It's time to make
Y'all ain't always been holy. We are the people. We can do it. Come on, everybody. It's time.
It's time.
Hey, time to make a change. This is it. We are the people. We can do it. Go. It's time. Come on. Time to make a change. We are the people. We can do it. Come on, everybody. It's time.
It's time to make a change. We are the people. We can do it.
Come on.
It's time to make that change. People in the world today are famous. All of us have our ups and downs. You better think about it or you won't be around. See, what we need is a little bit of love. Sent from one from heaven up above. Take it from me, it's simple and plain. It ain't no game. You know what I'm saying.
It's time. Come on. Time to make a change. We are the people. We can do it. Come on, last time. It's time. Come on, people. It's time. Time to make a change. We are the people. We can do it.
You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with glue? 'Cause I walk like I've got all wells popping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns with the certainty of time. Just like hope's bringing high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like head drops, weakened by my soul cry? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Out of the huts and history shame, I'll rise. Up from a path that's rooted in pain, I'll rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling as I bear through the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I'll rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I'll rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I'll rise, I'll rise, I'll rise.
You know about that? Before my time. The 1970s is known as the beginning of post-civil rights movement era. With several federal acts of legislation established to protect the rights of all Americans, the 1970s marked the start of a new era for African Americans. During this decade, African Americans made great strides in politics, academia, as well as business. Johnson Products became the first African American owned company. Johnson Products became the first owned company to be listed on a major New York exchange. In May, the first issue of the women's magazine Essence is published. Leroy Satchel Paige is inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York, and he's the first former Negro Baseball League player to be inducted. The Children's Defense Fund is established by Marion Wright Edelman. 1971, Beverly Johnson is known as the first black supermodel after gracing the cover of Glamour. 1972, Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids premiered as the first cartoon with an all-black cast. In 1974, Foxy Brown premiered starring Pam Grier. And Don Cornelius, blessed with a smooth, deep voice. Blessed with a smooth, deep voice and an iconic cool style, was the creator of the iconic television music show known as Soul Train. That show debuted in 1974 with live TV dance and music in Chicago in 1970. It was one of the first TV shows to feature African Americans prominently and was syndicated nationally from 1971 to 2006. Cornelius hosted the show until 1993, then stayed on afterwards, working behind the scenes. Ladies and gentlemen, Soul Train.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the host of the hippest trip around, Mr. Don Cornelius.
Welcome everyone. I am Don Cornelius, and this is Love, Peace, and Soul. We're about to take you on the hippest trip of the land. We're about to take your eyes to the sky and let your glide be your ride. As we get started for the next event, which is the Soul Train Scramble Board. We're going to ask them their name and where they're from.
Ladybug.
We got Ladybug in the house. Where you from, man?
I'm from Money Gardens. Foxy G Brown.
And where's the G stand?
G is for gorgeous.
All right. So we can go ahead and let them get the Scrabble board going.
You all the work I did before the other man. Now we're a man of man. Do things for ourselves. We're tired of beating our head against the wall and working for someone else. Say it now. Say it now. Say it now.
I'm black and I'm proud. Right. All right. We got the Scrabble board done. Now what we're going to do, we're going to move into one of the hippiest parts of our show. And I'm sure you all know what that is. We're going to get ready for what we call the baddest, the greatest, the most inspirational. They're the hit to the fit, and there's no Soul Train without them. They are the one and only Soul Train dancers. Well, all right. We're about to get started. Are y'all ready? We got some of the best Soul Train dancers in the world, and they're about to show us how they do it. First, I'm asking them what's their name. Give me your name.
I'm Foxy Brown, Foxy G Brown.
And you are?
Ladybug.
Right. And now we have our next Soul Train dancer. Please give me your name, where you from?
Alicia.
And where you from, please?
South Florida.
All right. And we have our next Soul Train dancer. What's your name, sir?
Brown.
Brown. And where you from, sir?
South Florida.
All right, sir. Let's go, our Soul Train dancer. Go ahead, do it. Well, all right, look at the Soul Train dancer getting down. We got another Soul Train dancer here. We're going to find out her name and where she's from.
Pretty Peaches. Georgia.
Right. And we got a cool brother here. What brother, you sharp, brother. What's your name, brother? Smooth Move.
Hey,
Where you from, Mr. Time
Miami.
Right, Mr. Time. So y'all go ahead and do your thing. What a great show, what a great show. The Soul Train dance. We got another contestant here, and she's going to tell us her name and where she's from.
Shanae Nay.
And where you from, Miss Shanae Nay?
South Florida.
All right, Shanae Nay. Well, we see you don't have a part. We know you're going to do your thing anyway. Maybe one might come. AD, from where? Miami. All right, AD. Let's get on, AD. Soul Train dancers. Weren't they fantastic?
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is an international activist movement originating in the African American community that campaigns against violence and systemic racism towards black people. Black Lives Matter regularly holds protests speaking out against police killings of black people and broader issues such as racial profiling, police brutality, and racial inequality in the United States criminal justice system.
4 young black inventors meet with a black organization to discuss their new invention, the Black Beetle. Black Beetle inventors created a device, an app that contacts local neighborhood watches and law enforcement when there is a possible threat in their area. The system was designed by 4 young black inventors, Rose, Franklin, Alex, and Tyler. The device was created for blacks by blacks who suffer from violence, abuse, rape, and or crime. The inventors are meeting with the Black Lives Matter organization that invests in black-owned business and programs. After their presentation for their new device, the board became intrigued and wanted to move forward with their works.
We like what we see. This product is the future. This can really change our community. Congratulations.
Black Beatles on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Black Beatles! Woo! Thank you so much. This is a dream come true.
As the inventors continue to celebrate on their pitch with the Black Lives Matter organization, the inventors decide they should go out and celebrate.
Hey you guys, want to head to Timmy G's to celebrate? I'm down, but my car's in the shop. Can I ride with someone?
Man, your car always in the shop. Do you even have a car?
Run that back, Turbo. Run that back, Turbo.
The inventors are out to Timmy G's to celebrate their success on their invention.
Man, I'm so glad I'm about to launch this Black Beetle.
Me too. I can finally pay my dad back for that loan he gave me.
And I can take care of me and my son and hopefully make enough money to pay for his college.
What are you guys talking about? We're gonna be rich. We can do anything.
As the inventors continue to celebrate their night, an intoxicated man becomes hostile and begins disturbing the function.
What's up, y'all? Boy, don't I know y'all? Y'all wanna splash down on the water? No. These people are scholars, but they're not talking. We was together.
Out of control. Let's try out their invention and see how well it works.
Tyler takes out the Black Beetle and activates the Beetle to contact authorities. Less than 30 seconds, the police arrive. As the police are walking in, the aggressive guy walks out.
We got a call about a disturbance in this area.
Yeah, there's a guy getting a hand here, but you just missed him.
Huh. Nice try. Let's see some ID. What? Calm down when you came in. Are you serious?
Seriously, man, you have the wrong people.
Well, officer, I'm the one who called out this.
Bang! No! Tyler, no! Don't die on us, Tyler!
Today, we lay to rest another black child whose life was taken by yet another law enforcement officer. This must stop. This must stop. And now, at this time, we will have our guest speaker, Alvin from the Hope Church of Christ, to deliver our unity.
God is good. All the time. And all the time.
God is good.
This is tough, but today we lost our dear child, Tyler, to yet another inappropriate gunfight. An inventor, a creator, a Christian, a friend.
Yeah.
Tyler wasn't supposed to lose his life
No.
this way.
Wow.
Not like this.
Wow.
Since Tyler's death, Black Beetle has brought attention worldwide. Black Beetle has been recognized for its technological advancements to alert neighborhoods about the dangers in their area. Black Beetle has skyrocketed as one of the best-selling devices of 2019. More than 10 million users have used the device and app alerting authorities and other app users in the past 6 months, dropping crime by 35%. The Black Beetle inventors Rose, Franklin, and Alex have used the profits from the Black Beetle to create an organization for future Black inventors called Helping Our People Evolve, or for short, HOPE. 1 year later, a young black boy in a hoodie is walking down the street going home from school until a police officer slowly approaches him.
Hey, kid! Stop where you're going! Where you going? We're going home, sir. Currently? About 30 minutes. Oh, wise guy. Let's see what's in that book bag. Hurry up, boy!
As the officer begins reaching for his gun, a crowd of people approach him and the boy. The officer is confused to know why so many people are walking towards him.
Is everything okay over here, officer?
Yeah, but who are you?
We got a disturbance call saying there was trouble in the area.
The officer begins to see the unpleasant, angry, and intimidating looks in the crowd's face. An interruption from the cop's radio alerts him that there is an issue in the area.
Everything good over here. Stand by.
They said for the black boy. Oh, see, this is what happens when black people stick together.
Young blacks getting shot for what? Making officers want a few extra bucks, they shooting just for a couple zeros on their check. I'm so scared because I might even be next. Knowing we live in fear, it hurt. But I got a voice, I'ma let it be heard. Getting tired being treated like dirt. I was once told, if you want something in life, you gotta go get it. Let them hear you, even if nobody listens. Just think, all the doubts that we live in. Officers just with the killing. Maybe that's just how they living. Actions speak louder than words, do you gotta act upon it. I can't do it for you, you gonna have to want it. Time catching up, better start running. Obstacles coming, better start dodging. Seeing now, I'm liking what I'm becoming. Thanking God, without him I'm nothing. Even though all odds are against me, that ain't right. People try so hard just to bring down my life. But they ain't worried, I got the best thing by my side. Anything is possible as I'm moving forward by Christ. He always there whenever it's a vital battle I need to fight. He bled and died just for our life. Tell me who you know gonna give away their life to people who just wouldn't do right. Easier said than done, huh? You think anybody, huh? So answer this question. Would you give your life to people who wouldn't listen? Nothing but sinners, but you're perfect? Think about it. Would it be worth it? Imagine if God stopped working. and all the pain, you'll stay hurting. Let that rest on your heart for a minute. Achieving everything I want to achieve, thinking God, He the real MVP. Everybody got a testimony, so let me tell mine. It happened in the past. We won. I don't know how long, how many times I cried. Something was missing that I needed to find a couple weeks ago, about a month now. Woke up to nothing too unusual. Then I received information from one of my sisters. Something to do with my grandmother. So I called to tell her to see what's up. Everything was cool. Then she put somebody else on the phone. He talked. I couldn't recognize his tone. I gave my life to Christ. I was living right. God answered my prayers and allowed my dad to end my life. All lives matter, yeah, we know that. So tell me why all majority getting killed with black. It's not by accident. We are being attacked. This reality, I'm living in that. Red and blue lights flashing in my face. This world just filled up with hate. I want a job, but I always gotta wait. But I don't want to wait. I want it today. So it looks like I gotta make a way. Ain't no other way. I'm with you.
Why?
We are legacy of slaves.
We are Black history in the making.
Are demanding answers.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave. And go home to my Lord and be free. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. Before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. No more weeping, don't you know? No more weeping. No more weeping over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my own and go home to my Lord and be free. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Freedom over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be
Good evening, good evening. Read something by Barack Obama. And it says, if there's anyone out there who still doubts that America is a place where all things are possible, who still wonders if the dreams of our founders is alive,
in our time who still questions the powers of our democracy, then tonight is your answer. It's the answer told by the lines that stretch around schools and churches in numbers this nation has never seen before, by people who waited 3 hours and 4 hours, and many for the very first time in their lives, because they believe that this time must be different, that their voices could be that difference. It's the answer spoken by young and old, rich and poor, Democrat and Republican, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Native American, gay, straight, disabled and not disabled, Americans who send a message to the world that we have never been just a collection of individuals or a collection of red states and blue states. But above all, I will never forget who this victory truly belongs to, and it belongs to you. This victory belongs to you. I was never the likeliest candidate for this office. Not at all. We didn't start with much money or many endorsements. It was built by working men and women who dug into what little savings they had left to give $5, $10, $20 to the cause. It grew strength from the young people who rejected the myth of their generation, who left their homes and their families for jobs that offer little pay and less sleep. The road ahead will be long. Our climb will be steep. We may not get there in 1 year, even in one term. But America, I have never been more hopeful than I am tonight that we will get there. Yes, I promise you, we will get there. This election has had many firsts. This election has had many stories that will be told for generations. But one that's on my mind today, this woman who cast her ballot in Atlanta, Georgia. She has like millions of others who stood in line to make their voices be heard. In this election, except for one thing, Ann Nixon Cooper, who is 106 years old. She was born just a generation past slavery, a time when there were no cars on the road, no planes in the skies, when someone like her couldn't vote for 2 reasons, because she was a woman and because of the color of her skin. And tonight, I think about all that she's seen through her century in America, the heartache and the hope, the struggle and the progress, the times we were told that we can't. The people who pressed on with that American creed, yes, we can. At a time when women's voices were silenced and their hopes dismissed, she lived to see them stand up and speak out and reach for the ballot. Yes, we can. When there was despair in the Dust Bowl and depressions across the land, she saw a nation conquer, fear itself with a new deal, new jobs, new sense of common purpose. Yes, we can. When the bombs fell on Harbor and threatened the world, she was there to witness it all. A generation rise to greatness and a democracy was saved. Yes, we surely can. She was there for the buses in Montgomery, the houses, the hoses in Birmingham, a bridge in Selma, and a preacher from Atlanta who told the people, we shall overcome. Martin Luther King. Yes, we can. A man touched down on the moon, a wall came down in Berlin. A world was connected by our own science and imagination. And this year, in this election, she touched her finger to a screen and cast her vote. Because after 106 years in America, through the best of times, in the darkest of hours, she knows how America can change. Yes, we can. America, we have come so far. We have seen so much. But there's so much more to do. So tonight, let us ask ourselves, if our children should live to see the next century, if my daughters should be so lucky to live as long as Ann Nixon Cooper,
What change should they see? What progress will have been made? This is our chance to answer all of that. This is our moment, everybody. This is our time to put our people back to work and open doors of opportunity for our kids to restore prosperity and promote the cause of peace, to reclaim that American dream and reaffirm that foundation of truth that are out of many, we are the one that will breathe, we hope, and that we are met with, not met with doubts, and those who tell us that we can't, we will respond with that timeless creed that sums up the spirit of people. Yes, we can. Thank you. God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.